message is for Amika. Amika, this is Simone calling from Child Support Solutions. You gave our office a call looking for some help with your child support. Well, first, let me just start by saying that when it comes to child support, everybody wants to think about the proverbial deadbeat dad. And I always say deadbeat parent because, you know, there are moms and dads that find themselves in this situation of child support evasion. So just to make it clear and, you know, on point, there are deadbeat moms and there are deadbeat dads. That being said, 97% of all deadbeats happen to be dads. So I don't totally buy into the whole deadbeat dad thing, but, you know, the fact of the matter is that, you know, most of them happen to be guys. It's just the nature of the beast. And basically what a deadbeat dad is somebody that's not taking care of their kids. They're not paying the child support to the custodial parent, and most often that's the mom. You know, let's be real about it again, 97%. They're not paying the child support. You know, they're not enabling their children to have what they need in order to get by in this world and survive. And, you know, a lot of times what happens is that, you know, these guys get caught up in this whole thing where they say they don't want to give the mom any kind of money because there's some kind of, you know, unresolved feelings between these two parents. Then when their relationship broke up, this unresolved stuff that they ended up taking it out on the kid. So they don't want to give the mom the money. So what that means for the kid is that they're not helping to put a roof over this kid's head. They're not helping to feed this kid. They're not helping to buy shoes and sneakers and clothes and pay for extracurricular activities and tutoring and sometimes special doctors. And essentially they're not being a parent. They're not stepping up. They're not on the front lines. They're not parenting. And even if you're not there for your kid on a day-to-day basis because the relationship did break up and sometimes you're with your kid maybe Thursday through Sunday or every other weekend or however your arrangement worked out, maybe you never see your kid because you just don't want to, but the bottom line is that you still have a legal, we're not even going to get into morality here, but you still have a legal obligation to take care of the kid. So what's a deadbeat dad? A deadbeat dad is somebody who is not stepping up to the plate and doing what they are legally entitled to do for their kids. Bottom line. I have a client who came into my office a few weeks ago, and this is not an unusual case. I mean, things like this happen all the time because it's the nature of what the emotions of not getting paid your child support does to you. I mean, when you're a parent and you're there and you're trying to do the right thing and you're trying to take care of your kid and you're not getting that check and they always promise you that the money's coming, or they just outright tell you, you know, I'm not paying you anything, and you're the one that's there looking into your kids' eyes and having to tell them, I can't afford to do X and we can't afford to do Y and we have to move because I couldn't pay the rent. I mean, all of these things take a huge emotional toll on parents. I have parents that come into my office all the time and they sit there and they cry, and you know, I become more than just this person who's helping them with this child support order that they have to go after. I become their friend, I become their therapist, I become their support system. And this one particular client came into my office and she sat down, and I was, you know, raring to go, had seen a bunch of clients that day, and I'm all about the business. Okay, sit down, tell me your story, let's talk about strategy, let's fix this situation. And she came in and she sat down, she opened her mouth and she couldn't even speak. She had no words. She just sat there and she cried. And she cried, and when I say she cried, the tears didn't just trickle down her face. This woman wailed. She wailed, and it was a heart-wrenching, just guttural wail when she told me about the things that she had been going through and what she was not able to do for her kids. She had a boy and a girl. And there was nothing that I could do at that time. I couldn't sit there with my timer on and say, okay, we have X amount of time, let's just talk about your case because I have another client coming in. I had to sit there, and all I could do was say, it's okay, we're going to figure this out. I held her hand and we just sat there, and I let her cry and I held her hand, and that was all that I could do, was just to be there for her as a human being, so that she could even find her words to tell me what had been going on in her life. Imagine needing to share with someone some details so that they can help you through a situation, and you don't even have the emotional energy to get the words out so that you can get the help that you need. all you have in you is to just cry.